choice to enjoy horses, and it's not so much the sport of horses as it is the relationship and how that can be so healing in so many ways. So we have therapeutic riding, which in essence means that by nature of the activity, it has a therapeutic value to the people involved. And that can be someone with a disability or without. Sometimes people find gardening therapeutic or cleaning therapeutic. For some of us, it's being in the barn is therapeutic. And we also do hippotherapy, which is specifically OT services. I'm an OT, so we're doing occupational therapy services, utilizing the movement of the horse, the environment, the activities that we do to work on their specific goals.
And when Sarah was 7, she had brain cancer. And so she is a brain cancer survivor, and following the treatment and the surgery, she had some roads to travel that she's never traveled before. And the number one problem is her balance. And so she began therapeutic riding, and we met Bonnie last March. And Sarah has been riding. She has an incredible love of animals.
And when Bonnie told me about how when you're trotting to try and lean your weight with the horse instead of against it, and it helped me in riding as I found that as you help balance the weight of the bike, it doesn't tip over as much.
And so C.H.U.M has just been a godsend for us. We truly feel very comfortable here, and the benefits, I can't even begin to explain it. And as a parent, when something like this happens to your child, the pain is so shattering, I still can't give it words. And yet there are people like Bonnie and the other staff members here. When they say that it takes a village to raise a child, I am so thankful that we have C.H.U.M as part of our village.
Quinn is diagnosed with autism. He in hypotonia. Hypotonia is what his initial reason why we started Horse Pony, to help strengthen his core muscles. And it would help his vocalization as well. He's been riding since about 2.5. It's been a great therapy. I think it's made a big difference with Quinn. The one thing I can say about C.H.U.M, it's a great organization, and it's more than just a therapy. It also helps family with support with children with special needs. As you can see, our hands are full most of the time. But he really does like riding. Right, Quinn?
You like riding, Quinn?
You like to ride horses?
Well, I like horses.
Yeah, right?
Say cheese.
And we'll say cheese.
Say cheese. But yeah, no, C.H.U.M has been wonderful for us.
David is a traumatic brain injury survivor. He had his car accident, and that was back in '03.
I have first did this as more of a therapy thing, but then I realized it also was fun, so sort of a social thing too.
David was quite the athlete before his accident.
Okay.
He was just a drummer and a soccer goalie, and just in the plays, and a wrestler. He was just a really good wrestler. And I think the smile I see on his face, with him riding, being in control, and being athletic again is just marvelous.
Our goal is to try to scientifically document what we know about the importance of the horse-human interaction. We've been doing some studies with Michigan State University over the past decade, and we've been able to demonstrate scientifically that the interaction between horses and humans has a positive effect on both the human and the horse. If you look at how kids and actually adults interact with horses, and these can be kids with problems and kids without problems, there's an important bond that's developed, and it helps kids in their social interactions, in their emotional interactions, in their ability to become valuable members of society. So not only do we have physical attributes from the interaction with the horse, but we also have a huge social and emotional component to it.
Kim had a stroke in July of 2007, and she'd ridden horses pretty much her whole life. Since what, how old? High school?
Little man.
So she wasn't riding horses after the stroke, and we found out about Bonnie here a year or two after she'd had her stroke. It was end of 2008, beginning of 2009, we heard about Bonnie and her program here, and her rehabilitation doctor actually had come across it and thought that Kim might be interested.
Competing is difficult, but riding is, Bonnie is helped, yes.
She's helped Bonnie when we're here with Bonnie. She's helped Kim with her speech, doing the things, you know, having Kim name letters on the wall and stuff like that. That was part of Kim's stroke, is that she has
Aphasia.
Speech aphasia, expressive aphasia, where it's hard for her to talk. So Bonnie's helped her with that, and originally she was doing hippotherapy when we first started for the first year or so. And pretty much since then, she got to the point where she didn't need the therapy so much, and now she's mainly just kind of riding.
Do you remember what it was like before we raised the funds to make a building like this? What was it like, you know, say, before we had this building?
Cold. It was cold that first winter, right outside all winter in the arena. We really appreciate the arena, so it's nice and warm and you can ride year round and be comfortable. Well, Patrick's diagnosis is cerebral palsy, and so therapeutically, horseback riding helps him keep his legs straight. It keeps the muscles from tightening up too much. It gives him a good stretch once a week. And also it's been great for his balance, and we think it's had a positive impact on his scoliosis as well. But it just brings him joy. Horseback riding is just joyful and fun for Pat. He looks forward to it so much every week, to just being in charge of that horse and getting to trot and canter when he wants, and just enjoys the time with the horse and the other people too, don't we?
Yeah. She was about 8 months old, I think, when we came here first. You know, she was diagnosed with CP, and we were trying to find out what all can we take her for. So we heard about horseback riding, and we came here, and yeah, she's been riding pretty much every week for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
She's done so much since then. She was just this teeny little thing you could barely see on the other side of the barn.
Yep.
Now Mama goes trotting.
She was one of my youngest, and she fit in a helmet, and that was the big thing.
Yeah, we had to look for a helmet quite a bit.
And then we spent a lot of time just getting her to be able to sit and relax, and then to be able to hold her head up. That was the big thing, was holding her head up without me supporting her. And in the beginning, there was a lot of singing, because if we didn't sing, there was a lot of tears.
Sing and walk next to the horse, that's right.
And the number of songs that I only have so many toddler tunes memorized, and so we'd go over and over them, and we'd sing, you know, Wheels on the Bus several times in a session. And then they got better and better, and now we never stop grinning while we're riding.
So much love from this one.
So much love. Huh? What? Do you want me to take you? Yeah, okay, I steal her away.
Okay.
I get her. I get her. And then we'll go back to that. That's okay, I'll take my token, huh?
I think that C.H.U.M is just bringing people together and getting them to know people and becoming new friends and learning how horses and just having fun.
Don't you get to see how horses help some people? Like your brother? Helps your brother learn some stuff? Yeah, helps him calm down?
First before Morgan did horseback riding, he was cuckoo.
Cuckoo?
He was really hyper, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think it makes it better because it kind of calms him down because he goes fast, and I think he likes height.
This is a family, and we take that really seriously. I have clients who have literally grown up with me, grown up with my children. I'm starting to do my students' children, so I've been at this for a while.
She's been riding since she was 2 and riding back riding with Miss Bonnie, and then she moved on to forward facing with a back rider, and then she moved on to having her independent saddle, where she independently rides in regular therapeutic riding and 4-H. She loves 4-H. She loves the teamwork there, you know, with being with a group of people that accept her for who she is. We've been doing it a long time.
With Bonnie.
And with Bonnie, yeah. We've seen a lot of horses come and go. We were here when C.H.U.M was here. And Con. And Zeke.
And she was just God was my favorite horse.
So you started on her, Tom and C.H.U.M.
And Noah.
And Noah.
Noah, the little pony that could. The little pony that could.
We've had some great times here at C.H.U.M, haven't
Yes, we have.
What are some of the things that you've learned from riding horses?
A lot of things, trotting, posting, walking, and going the post. My favorite horse is Bo.
You like? Why is that?
Because he is sweet and he loves to give me kisses. I just love him. Bonnie is a really nice person. She is an awesome teacher and she trained me a lot. And the horse.
I think as parents, one of the things we've really fallen in love with here is the confidence that we see coming out of her. She obviously knows her days of the week, but Tuesdays, the day of lessons, is her absolute favorite. So we talk about what that means and just the confidence that comes out of knowing that she's going to be successful and getting to choose what she's doing with that horse that night, whether it's trotting or it's a posting walk. Or
I think the encouragement and support too from Bonnie has been amazing to see. I mean, I've only been here 3 or 4 times, and every time I come, just the level of love that she gives to the kids here, to Avia, just is awesome to see. So you can totally know when you walk in here, this is a place full of love.
And she was 2 and born with cerebral palsy. After her first or second ride, she was in her walker in her house, and she walked right up to our entertainment center and started pushing buttons. And for Bella, that was amazing and monumental because until that point, everything happened to Bella. She didn't have any, you know, she wasn't desiring reaching out and exploring and interacting with her world before the world kind of just happened to her. But since starting C.H.U.M, I've always said it just kind of woke something up in her. It made her like focused and want to reach out for things and do things. And she loves it, so we have fun.
And then they see their child change in ways that they weren't expecting. You know, often I'll have the child and the parent who is very sure that, oh, I'm sure they love horses, but transitions are really tough, and this may not go well. I'm like, that's fine. We're okay with that. And we have a plan. And then the next thing you know, the kid is giggling the entire time he's on. And they're like, I can't believe he's having so much fun, or that he's so comfortable in his own body, or, you know, just a million other things. And that is like the birth of the journey for them at C.H.U.M, you know, where they can just look at that and go, wow, that horse made a change that we didn't see coming. And we've had, oh, there's so many stories. And in 34 years, I have so many miracle stories in the barn that are unbelievable, from first steps that weren't supposed to happen. Where, you know, the professionals have said, well, this kid will never do this, never do that, never do this. And yet, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 6 months into this, and we'll start seeing things that weren't supposed to happen. Whether it's first words maybe walk on, sorry mom, it might be go instead of mom, but first steps, social interactions, eye contact, any number of things.
Because he was about
He
two.
was about two when we first
two
started.
when he started riding, and now I can't ever see him stopping.
And the funny thing was when Bonnie said that hippotherapy helped with his constipation, and we thought she was kind of crazy. And then we had 2 weeks without riding, and we had to increase meds and change things, and we thought, oh, okay, she's not crazy. She knows what she's doing.
He is a very infectious little child. He obviously, like any child, has his moments that are not so fun and not so infective, but for the most part, the smiles that you saw when he was riding really capture his personality. He's a very happy-go-lucky, very fun-loving, he loves to give hugs, very fun-loving kid, and he has the ability to just melt people's hearts with a glance or with a kiss on the cheek. With a kiss on the cheek. Thank you, buddy. He's famous for giving hugs to strangers, and then the strangers will look at us and say, "You have no idea how much I needed that." And, well, he obviously knew, because he picks out the right people to go give hugs to and say hello to. And he's not capable of passing judgment, I don't think. He's a very unconditional little boy. He gives everybody unconditional love.
No.
No, you don't. Do you like people? Yeah.
Do you like horses?
Yeah.
Do you love Miss Bonnie?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love being at the barn? Yeah.
In his speech, actually, the fact that he said the word "yeah" and says several words, I think that a lot of his ability to do that came from here, because the strength that he has through his core to be sitting upright instead of down like this has allowed him to start developing speech. It's been a long time coming, but based on his developmental assessment clinics, like when they told us he wouldn't be able to run or play on uneven ground till he was 9 or 10 years old, the things like speech and fine motor follow along with that, and until the body is upright and strong enough to support your limbs, you're not really going to be able to develop the muscles to speak and to form letters. And clearly he can, and he's not quite 8 yet. So he's well ahead of predicted schedule. Yeah, he's well ahead of schedule.
I think in terms of long term, I'm really, really blessed in that I have relationships that don't just go away. It's very special. I'll have a student who's been with me maybe 10, 15, 20 years. And in that time, it's not just learning to ride. It's not just the therapeutic value of the horse's movement and whatever their challenge is. It's gone so far past that. It's the relationship. Many of them become volunteers in the program, part of the 4-H club. Many of them become staff members and work on their first vocational training. How do I have good work ethic? How do I be compassionate? How do I deal with the work environment? And that becomes their first safe work environment to really grow from, and then they move on. And many of my students I've seen who came with the diagnosis, with the challenges, have now gone on who are special ed teachers and speech paths and occupational therapists and physical therapists, and they have gone on and created another whole journey of service, and they still come back and see me.